What's up, everybody? It's Rox with my very first advice blog. We're going to call it Roxicology, and that was thanks to one of my viewers. I can't remember the name, but I will put it on the screen. Thanks for the name. We're going to get right into the video because it's going to be a long one. I'm probably going to break it up in two. So how it's going to work is I'm just going to read their letter that was sent to me. I'm not going to put any names. I'm not going to give their YouTube names or anything. And I am going to shorten the letters that were really, really long because some of you guys got really in-depth telling you, stressed me the hell out. But anyway, let's get to it. Hey Rox, I will be on paid leave for 1 year, thus have an opportunity to relocate. I have been thinking about Atlanta. I was a teacher, but I want to do more creative work, writing, copywriting, etc. I have a 10-year-old, a 20-year-old who is up in the air in terms of moving, and a 23-year-old who lives on his own and has a girlfriend on the way. I guess that means that his girlfriend is pregnant. Relocating can be exciting yet scary. What's your advice? Well, I happen to be an expert on this considering I moved from Los Angeles to Atlanta 8 years ago. I'll be the first to tell you guys that the move was difficult. It was very hard for me, mostly because I didn't want to come. My husband wanted to move to Atlanta. I didn't want to move to Atlanta. All of our friends, all of our family, all were in Los Angeles, and we didn't have any friends or family really here. We didn't have any family, and we knew 1 or 2 people here. But to me, that was not enough to be moving all the way across the damn country. But I went on and moved, and, 8 years later, it's turned out to be one of the best decisions that I've ever made or was forced to make. It was a struggle. It was difficult, and it still can be difficult in certain ways, holidays and birthdays and things that you generally do with your family. It's just a little different unless you go home to visit. And then you just have to get acclimated to a whole new place. Now you have to remember that this is the South, okay? So depending on where you're coming from, it is an adjustment. It's adjustment weather-wise, it's adjustments for your personalities and, mentalities, and just the way that people think here is just kind of totally different than Los Angeles. Well, I won't say totally, but there are some things that do ring a little differently here in the South than they would on the West Coast. I will tell you that I never saw a rebel flag physically in person until I moved down here to the South. I didn't even know people had the nerve and the gall to put that on their cars or fly it in front of their house, but yeah, it happens here. Less and less. I don't see it as much as when I first came, but it does remind you to keep your ass close to the city. You can't get too far outside of Atlanta because, like I said, it is still the South. As far as your kids, your kids, with the exception of your 10-year-old, are grown. Your 20-year-old is gonna, and even your 23-year-old, if he's got a girlfriend with a baby on the way or something, they're like gonna be not really worried about you in a minute. You can't really base your decisions on your children who are grown now, because I'm telling you, in a minute they ain't gonna be really worried about you. Okay, so I would really only think the most about my 10-year-old, and yes, it can be traumatizing for a child that age to be plucked up and moved out to a whole new state and, to get readjusted and everything. But, children adapt. I think children adapt more than adults give them credit for. And, if it's something that you really feel like you need to get away from, if you're in a situation that's not positive, if you're at a stalemate, if you feel like you're stuck in just the same old, if the opportunity is there for you to take it, I say go on and take it. I didn't think this way before I moved here to Atlanta, but moving and getting out of my comfort zone and getting away from, what I know and who I know, and, just kind of being forced to do things a little differently, I'm telling you, it was probably one of the best decisions that I've made, and I would be open to moving again, if the situation, suited me best. So good luck. I am a single gay male and find it hard. Okay, let me start this again. I am a single gay male and it's hard to find somebody for me. I haven't tried internet dating and it was okay, but do you have any advice? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna need y'all to learn how to fucking write. What the okay, hell, let me try it one more time. I am a single gay male, and it's hard to find somebody for me. I have tried internet dating and it was okay, but do you have any advice on how I can make myself more noticeable and meet a nice guy? Well, you guys, I would think that whether or not you're gay or straight, that you would face a lot of the same struggles and challenges that any single person faces when they're trying to meet, somebody that's compatible and, that they can really hang with and it be no drama. From what my single friends tell me, it is pretty horrible out in the dating scene, and I would imagine that would be anywhere. And it's probably harder as you get older. I don't know how old you were that wrote that letter, but I know that as you get older, you get set in your ways. You have a list of what you will and won't accept, what you will and won't do, and you have a line that you probably did not have when you were younger. So yeah, it is difficult to meet somebody that's compatible, and that's why a lot of times when people finally hook up with that one, they try to stick with them. First thing I would say, I guess, is to be open, open yourself up a little. Like, are you open to dating outside of your race? Are you open to dating somebody that's a little bit heavier than you expected them to be? Are you open to dating somebody that's probably a little shorter? You got to be able to bend a little bit and flex a little bit. I know that we all have these things that we really want in a mate or what we want in somebody, but a lot of times you are really canceling out what could be good for you because you've got this picture in your mind of who you want, and sometimes that person might not really exist. Parts of that person might exist, but as a whole, it might be hard to find somebody that fits all of the qualifications that you want. Also, do you go out to be noticed? Like, do you go I'm not just saying like in bars and clubs and things like that, but other places where there are people. I mean, do you go to church? I'm telling you, church is full of gay men. Shade. Even at the grocery store. I mean, I've seen Starbucks. I mean, it's a whole bunch of gay guys at Starbucks. One over by my job anyway. You've got to put yourself out to be seen. Now, I'm not just saying that you need to go out and be hanging out and getting into every kind of craziness, but just make yourself a little bit more available and put yourself out in situations where you can meet somebody. And then lastly, I think I would say is that you need to stop looking. You know how it is when you are frantically trying to find a piece of paper all over your house that you wrote some important information on, and you cannot find it no matter how much you look. You done tore the house completely apart, and then 2 weeks later you stumble across the piece of paper been sitting up on the counter the whole time and you just kept on missing it. It's the same with, meeting somebody. A lot of times somebody won't come while you're looking, and it takes the situation for you to back off and, just kind of live your life that somebody comes. It really does sound cliched, but it really does happen that way. Just work on yourself. Make yourself something that somebody will want to be with, and trust me, somebody will want to be with you. I believe that there's somebody out there for everybody. It's just a matter of the moon and the stars and everything lining up for you guys to get together. But yeah, if you just relax and just, kind of make yourself available and, be open to things that maybe you cut yourself off in the past, you'll meet somebody. There's somebody for everybody. Hey Rox, I am a 22-year-old student from South Florida, and I have a few problems. I am bisexual, but I am very masculine, and I enjoy sports and other activities most members of the LGBT community do not. My mother is heavily in the church. She really wants me to be a church boy, but the values, morals they teach aren't my style. So my question to you, Miss Rox, is how do I tell my highly religious mom that not only am I not a virgin, but I'm also attracted to the same sex, and I don't want to be a part of her church? You trying to kill your mama, ain't you? I don't have any experience on coming out, because I'm straight and, I'm not gay and any of that. But I think I'm just going to give you my opinion. People, y'all can chime in the comments, because, what I'm going to say is I think that, first of all, you don't need to break all this to your mama at the same time. Your mom is highly religious and she's very involved in the church. That is really going to be way too much information. Now, I don't know how your relationship is with your mom. If you guys are able to converse and have, talk and dialogue about what is happening in your life and everything. But I would think that as a gay male, if you really want to come out of the closet, then you're just going to have to sit your mom down and you're just going to have to say it. It may not be pretty. It might not happen the way you want it. Your mom may or may not accept it. The fact that she's highly religious, Bible Belt, we down south, and yeah, it's going to be difficult. But especially if you're very masculine and you don't have no telltale signs of it. So I would just sit your mom down and say, I love you a lot. I respect your feelings for me and everything, and you basically tell her that you gay. Your mom is probably gonna do one or two things. She's either gonna back off. She might not even want to invite you to her church, because now she kind of realizes that if you're gay, that maybe you don't really even feel like you have a place in her church. That's kind of harsh, the way to think about it, but that does happen. Or the other thing is, she might try to save you, and she might try to continuously invite you and really try to ungay you, and we know that's not possible. So yeah, that's a tough one, especially if you like masculine and manly and all this, and she thinks that she got this son who who is gonna get married and have children with a woman and one day. That's gonna be something different. But yeah, good luck to you. But I wouldn't put all that out on the poor lady at one time. Let's take it baby steps, okay? Gay today, I'm not coming to church tomorrow. This letter that I'm about to read now really touched me terribly, so I'm gonna have to read the whole thing. It's kind of long, but you guys just sit back and listen. I'm a 25-year-old female that has been in a committed relationship with my boyfriend for 2 years now. I became pregnant back in August, and my boyfriend was excited that I was pregnant, and an added bonus for him was I was pregnant with his son. My man is a felon, and it has been really rough for him to find a job. So I've taken on the financial burden of our household and was the only one working. Well, the problem starts in May of 2012. I was 9 months pregnant and only a few weeks away from giving birth to my child. Myself and my boyfriend decided to move in with his mother to save on bills and to restructure our financial situation. I get a call from a man claiming to have been having sex with my boyfriend for the past 2 years. In addition, he threatened to expose him via internet. At first, I didn't believe anything this man told me, but he eventually sent me pictures of my man bent over with his ass in the air, pictures of him jacking off, emails where my boyfriend told this man how much he enjoyed sucking his dick. It was just too much, and I was disgusted. But at this point, like I stated, I was 9 months pregnant, scared because this is my first child, and living with him and his mother. I made the decision to stay with this man and forgive him on the condition that he would never mess with another man, and that he will cease all contact with his male lover. I had our son and everything was fine for about 2 months. Now my boyfriend is hanging out, drinking, and leaving me at home with his mother to care for our son, and he is not working. He's still not working. I'm starting to think that he may be cheating on me with men again. What should I do? I feel so trapped. I'm not working at this time, and the only place that I have to go is his mother's place. But I will not put up with him sleeping with another man on me again.